Hi, so my name is JoJo. I'm a sophomore at William & Mary, and currently I'm living in France.
Hey guys, so my name's Olivia. I'm a junior at the college and I was studying abroad in Lisbon, Portugal.
It's March 17th. So right now, France is in lockdown. It's super fun. Yeah, so I moved here 2 weeks ago and I'm living in Nantes right now. I have an internship, which is why I moved here. And on Thursday night, the president announced that all schools and universities would be closing. I still went into work on Friday. People still went to school on Friday. It was great. And then Saturday night, the French president, or actually the health minister, made another announcement, and he said that all non-essential shops would be closing. So the only things that are open right now are pharmacies, convenience stores, and grocery stores. And then last night, the French president made a televised address where he set the country into lockdown. So what that means is right now, if I want to leave to go do groceries or just like get outside for a little bit, I have to have a printed piece of paper with me that I check off a box that's like, I'm going to do groceries, which is why I left. Now, what's super fun about that is I don't actually have a printer. So you have to handwrite it and fill it in. Apparently you're supposed to handwrite it every time you leave, but I will not be doing that. I will be just filling it in pencil because I am not interested in doing that. Honestly, there's still a ton of people out. I mean, I understand why they did it. It feels a little draconian, but it makes sense. When you go to well, first of all, the grocery stores are completely just devoid of anything, which is what it's like in the US, but it took them a little bit longer for it to hit them here. Like on Friday, all the shelves were still stocked, even after everyone had sort of made a run for the stuff there. But today, for example, I went to do groceries because the lockdown went in at noon. I haven't actually left my apartment since it went in because I'm scared of being approached by a French police officer on the street. But I left my apartment to do grocery shopping before noon today. And at the grocery store, they weren't letting people in until someone came out. So the automatic doors would only open from the inside, so you had to wait for someone to come out before you could go in, and everyone was standing a meter apart from each other. And it was very strange. So yeah, that's what my experience has been like in France.
So I'll start from last Tuesday. So I was hanging out with some friends and we got an email Tuesday night saying that Portugal's not under any threat for coronavirus, which will soon be changed, unfortunately, but we weren't under any threat. The program is obviously still going to be happening, but the university is going to change onto online classes, and the last in-person class will be Thursday. So we were like, this is great, like our program's still on, but we're gonna do online classes. Let's just travel around Portugal for all next week. Let's go to the German Alps, let's take our classes there. Like it doesn't matter because, whatever. And then we were also saying that the next day, Wednesday, that we should just skip all of our classes because attendance doesn't matter anymore, which is wrong, but let's just go to the beach. So skipped all my classes Wednesday, went to the beach, went to bed Wednesday night on top of the world. Nothing could touch me, loved being in a country that I loved, with people that I loved, in a culture that I loved. And then Thursday morning I woke up and I had over 100 text messages from all these different group chats. I opened the group chat with the big program, with everyone in the program, and people are saying like, oh my god, Trump just did this new travel restriction, like we have to go home tomorrow, my school's pulling me, all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, like this is insane. I'm so sorry, those that got pulled home, I'm so sorry that they had to get pulled home. But for me, I was thinking, okay, you know what, my school hasn't pulled me yet, I'm good, the program's not canceled, I'm good. But I decided to check my email just in case. And then I saw in big bold letters from William & Mary in my inbox saying that I had to go home. So when I read that, I started bawling, like crying insanely. I ran to my host mom, cried to her, called my actual mom, cried to her. She told me that she got a ticket for me to fly home the next morning, which was Friday morning. So that was really emotional. Friday morning, left my homestay at 8 a.m., went to the Lisbon airport, cried in the TSA line. People thought that my sniffles were because I was sick with coronavirus, but nope, it was just me being sad. So then flew to Paris, and from Paris flew to JFK. My flight to JFK was the last plane to land in the United States before the travel restrictions were put into place. So since I've been home, I haven't done a lot. I'm on day 5 of my quarantine, so I have a little bit more than a week left. Things I've been doing, I've been watching Jersey Shore. I painted a canvas to be really emo about my time studying abroad. Yeah, I don't know, it's been a really hectic last couple of days, and just the fact that literally from the time I heard I had to go home to the time that I went home, it was 24 hours, and that's not a long time to kind of, get up, and I kind of had the rug taken from under me in a sense, and it was all of a sudden, and I didn't really have time to say goodbye to people or to Portugal, which made me really sad. But I don't know, I'm glad to be home, but I really wish I was in Portugal right now. So an interesting development, someone in my program was diagnosed with coronavirus. My program was only about 50 people, so pretty small. And this particular person I had like 16-person classes with, so definitely was in contact with her. Was not necessarily close with her, but still. And then I've heard from other people in my program that they're starting to develop symptoms, so still staying in quarantine, of course, just in case, especially with the higher probability that I could have contracted it. I'm going to be staying inside, which I would have already done regardless, but staying inside for 2 weeks.